All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the bit delay, but we're back in business, ready to get things started here. Live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, Ethan Reyes chops it to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play, and it's up and through. Hard ground and grass. Give that kid a base hit. So leadoff hitter is aboard. Leadoff hitter is aboard with a base hit. That is Ethan Reyes jumping on the first pitch, getting a base hit. Base hit for Ethan Reyes. Stepping in now, number 13 for the Pelicanos. This is Descartes. Takes down from the pitcher for the Team TAINOS. Team TAINOS come in as well as the other team, 1-0. This is Lopez, the starting pitcher, dealing and slapped. It might be out of play. Riley giving it a look at a chase, and it's out of play. So, beautiful day. Descartes, the batter, followed by Truman Moyer. Has been the man, the myth, the legend, Truman Moyer. Eric and Gesser, followed by Aiden Skipper. While Gary Park and Quimby Alvarez and Witten rounds out the rest of the starting lineup for the 1-0 Pelicanos. Beautiful day for baseball live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. There goes the runner. Ortega's throw down is a good one. He slides past second base, I'm pretty sure, and he is out. Kurt Ortega getting the speedy, electric Ethan Reyes. Huge play in the first inning already. We just started things. Top of the first inning. Beautiful day in Aguadilla. Descartes, the batter, now batting with nobody on base. Thank you for being with us. This is Anthony DeSanto bringing you this live broadcast. Pitch, fastball taken high. Starting pitcher on the mound doing his thing. Javier Lopez. Lopez gave up a leadoff single, and Ortega erased him on the caught stealing, and now Descartes walks. Not what you want to do here. Truman Moyer stepping in. One of the leaders of the Pelicanos. This PRIBL, Truman Moyer, gets his crack at Lopez. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. Throw down is a good one, but he slides in just ahead. So they tried again, and they are successful, sliding in safely. Descartes. So Descartes now in scoring position for the batter, Truman Moyer. Truman Moyer bats. Head coach coming out thinking that it was interference by the batter to cause the throw to be a little wild from Ortega. But to no avail. Everything is good to go here in Aguadilla. In scoring position already for Truman Moyer. Comes set. Lopez checks on the runner, comes to the plate. Slammed foul, out of play, up and out. That's Truman's brother getting that foul ball. The older Moyer. Truman, the youngest of three boys. Checks on the runner. Comes up empty. Big swing and a miss. Had him fooled way out in front on that swing. So now 2 outs. 2 outs. Now tangles with Eric and Gesser. And Gesser, the batter. He'll bat with runner in scoring position. Moyer couldn't get him in. Let's see if Gesser can. So here's an guesser in a big situation already in the top of the first inning. No score, 2 outs. And guesser checks his swing, called strike. Good pitch from Lopez. Oh, because I would. Can I hear myself now? No, I cannot. Cheeseburger in paradise. Cheeseburger, cheeseburger, dame cerveza. Life is good. All right, back in business. Sorry about that delay. My microphone was muted, so I'm sorry about the top of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Big pitch right there, taken for a ball. Starting pitcher, Julian Dietrich on the mound. I got to talk to him, and pronunciation of his name, big. Swing and a miss. Julian dealing in the top of the first inning to the tough customer, Malachi Lyon, who's leading off. Followed by Kurt Ortega, Brian Calderon bats third, Nat Greenslet 4, Tate Riley 5th, Adrian Rodriguez 6th, and Weathersby in the 7. That ball is floated in the air. Good pitch by Julian, and out at first base. Good job on the catch. That is Eric Engesser. So the dangerous Malachi Lyon is retired. If the Pelicanos are going to win this game, they've got to keep these speedsters and excellent hitters off the bases. It's one thing to give up hits, but it's another to give them up when there's runners on base, as Ortega bats from the right side. Ethan Reyes at shortstop. He led things off with a hit. Alvarez at third base. Grant Parkin at second base. And at first base, as we already mentioned, Eric Engesser. That's the infield. Aiden Skipper behind the plate. Good pitch again by Julian Dietrich. Number 2. This is between the two teams who won yesterday, and they're going toe-to-toe. This is the game you want to watch. We're in the playoffs. The regular season is over. Yesterday started the playoffs. Team TAINOS beat Conquistadores yesterday, and the Pelicanos. Oh, great grab by the pitcher, and he throws an air ball over the head of the first baseman. He did not step and throw there, so allowing the batter Ortega to get to second base. Good backup by the right fielder, Quinby. And Gesser's a tall guy, and he threw that about 6 feet over his head. So Julian made a fantastic play to field it, but threw it over his head and rushed the throw a little bit, I think. So Ortega now on second base. So he reached on an error. So Lyon popped out. And Ortega reaching on the error by the pitcher, E1. So now it's up to the 3-hitter, the dangerous Calderon. Runner on second base. That's a pinch runner. Ball's hit to the third baseman. He fields it like a goalie. Oh, now we got a rundown. Get rid of it. He does, but he's safe. Too late on the throw. So he is safe. Get rid of the ball, but he didn't. So fielder's choice. He's on base. Not a base hit, but fielder's choice in the rundown situation. So they can't execute the rundown. Safe at first and second. Runner at first, Calderon. The runner on second base. The pinch runner for Ortega, we'll get you his name momentarily, is ice cold, running through his veins, Nat Greenslet, the batter. He had one of the biggest hits in the PRIBL to deliver a walk-off base hit early. So Rosie Rosenberg is on second base. That ball slapped to the no-man's landville of the right side, catches it, and we might have a tag up. What is going on here? The runner on first was tagging up. If that was a low throw, they would have got Calderon in a rundown situation. He was tagging up while the runner on the second, Rosenberg, was tagging up, but he wasn't going anywhere. No idea where Calderon was going there. So with 2 outs, there goes the runner from second, and the runner from third takes off. So now we got another rundown. Let's see if they can execute this one. We got a play at the plate, and now we got a rundown at third. It goes to third. Caught in between is Rosenberg. Low throw. Skipper blocks it. What an amazing play by Aiden Skipper. Gives it up, and we got a tag. What a play, and they're done in the bottom of the first inning. That's the kind of defense that they're going to have to play if they're going to beat TAINOS, and they do. They execute the rundown to perfection on some great plays by the defense. How about that? Santa Maria, oh wow, what a first inning already. Excellent baseball here in the elimination game, 1-0 games between TAINOS and Pelicanos. How about that? I haven't seen that many rundowns in the whole PRIBL. We had 2 in the bottom of the first inning. So we'll be back momentarily as I can recollect myself and settle down. Life is good. Dame cerveza. All right, so here we go. Back live, Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. We just saw 2 fantastic rundowns. They didn't execute the first one. The Pelicanos could not, but they execute the second one on some fantastic defense. And the batter right now is leading things off, Aiden Skipper. Here's the pitch, cut on and missed, attacking the first pitch from Lopez. So at the end of the half inning there, it was the third baseman, Carlos Alvarez, finally applying the tag to Rosenberg. That was an unbelievable turn of events right there. And that was only the first inning. So no score in the drives it down the line, left field. If it's fair, it's going to be trouble. And it's just foul. Just foul. Just foul. That was fouled by probably about 2 feet, 2 to 3 feet. So foul ball for Aiden Skipper. And he trots back to first base. He gave it a ride, but it was a foul ball. A little too quick. The wind is whipping and blowing, and probably blew that thing foul, just a la. Yeah, so there we go. I love it. Exciting turn of events here. Top of the second inning. No score, no outs, nobody on base. Aiden Skipper leading things off. He's the catcher for this Pelicano team and has had a fantastic PRIBL, and recently he's been on fire. He had a double and a triple last game, willing his team to victory. I call him Captain Clutch. He came up multiple times last game and had 2 huge RBI hits with 2 outs. He bats here with nobody on and nobody out. Fouls that one straight back, lunged a little bit, out in front a little bit of that one. As he continues to battle Javier Lopez. Javier Lopez, one of the premier pitchers in the PRIBL. Takes ball high. Good eye by Skipper. This team, TAINOS team, is loaded. But the Pelicanos cannot afford to give out extra outs and extra runners by their defense. They had an error, a big error. But didn't cost them. So they bent but didn't break in the first inning. And we're only in the top of the second inning. So a lot's already happened We've enjoyed a beautiful game in the first game, the morning game. A fantastic 6-5 victory. Final score in the first game, Conquistadores beating the Pelicanos in the 10 o'clock morning elimination game. This is between two 1-0 teams. They both won yesterday, and now they tangle here. Pelicanos versus Team TAINOS. When in Rome. Got to wash down. That's right, my Gatorade. I was at the laundromat yesterday, and a guy told me this is Puerto Rican Gatorade. Takes outside. Full count now. Alejandro Amezquita with us in the press box. Luca Morales and Buffalo. Don't know his last name, but it's Buffalo. His parents blessed him with the name. Cut on and missed. Foul tipped it into the mid of Ortega, so he's down. Big out right there to lead things off. So he's retired, skipper. And now it's up to, that's Christian Mulgary batting. He'll get his at-bat here. That's the third strikeout of these Pelicano hitters. And we're only in the top of the second inning. There's one out, and Lopez already has 3 strikeouts. He's given up a hit to Reyes. Takes a strike, does Mulgary. So in the top of the second inning, Mulgary bats with nobody on base. There's one out. Lopez comes set. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. So he is attacking these Pelicano hitters as Mulgary bats down on the strikes, or down on the count with 2 strikes. He calls time for some reason. I think he might have had some dust in his eye. Mulgary bats with his pink batting gloves and pink bat and American flag arm sleeve. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Mulgary was bailing out on that pitch. You got to stay balanced and stay even as you load and land. If he's landing open like that, everything's going to be flying open. So he needs to do a better job of making the adjustment, does Mulgary. Let's see if he can do it against Lopez. Batting with nobody on and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Tried the corner and missed just a bit outside. Had an excellent lunch of spaghetti and meat. Some people got meatballs and some did not. Luca Morales got meatballs. He's the real deal, Holyfield, and I did not. That ball misses from Lopez to Mulgary as he taps his cleats to get out the dirt, dust, and sand, and everything else that could be in his cleats as he taps them out. He points the bat to reset himself. Lopez comes set. He's done an excellent job of throwing, and he throws, just misses once again, so Mulgary walks. So he's now on base. Grant Parkin, the batter. Parkin bats with Mulgary, who sheds his batting gloves and his other things on first base. This is Grant Parkin. Let's see how he does against the good pitching of Javier Lopez, who's been thrown excellent, but he walked Mulgary. Takes a strike right there. Kent Quinby on deck. Let's see how the Pelicanos play this one. Runner on first. Misses outside again. So Lopez looking to re-find his delivery. He is searching right now. He walked Christian Mulgary after he struck out Aiden Skipper. So let's see if he can find it here against Parkin. Parkin also bailing out a little bit on that one. Good off speed. Sweeper slider. I didn't know what a sweeper was. I thought I knew all the pitches, but then last year they invented a pitch, and now there's a new pitch. It's a changeup or something. It's like a knuckle something or other. Oh, there goes the runner. Cut on and miss. So he is out. Batter is out. The batter is out. Where is Mulgary going? Mulgary caught in between a rundown now. Let's see what. Oh, he ducks and rolls. Oh, he tried the old Army move there to tuck and roll. I thought he was on fire for a second, but he gets out of the way, and they do tag him. I don't know why he went back. He can stay at segundo base, but he decided it was best to come back. So the fans are confused, the players are confused, but I'm not. How about that? All right, so that does it for the Pelicanos as Julian comes back out on the mound. He threw the ball really well. Let's see if Julian can throw another scoreless frame as his Pelicanos come out to the field to join him. And Team TAINOS coming to bat. This is the second inning, the bottom of the second inning. No score yet. It's a fantastically played game so far. Teams are very into this, and the fans are too. I think paid attendance, well, we'll get to that later. It's a hot ticket in Aguadilla, and we'll be back momentarily. All right, we're back live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Good pitching by Julian as he throws a ball right there. Bottom of the second inning, TAINOS are batting against Julian Dietrich. Takes strike, good pitch right there by Julian as he tangles with the batter for TAINOS. Tate Riley takes just low, does Riley. Good pitch by Julian. So that bounces in. This is his first at bat. An entertaining bottom of the first inning as he leads off with a walk. Riley walks. As he now tangles with Rodriguez. This is Adrian Rodriguez. Adrian Rodriguez, the batter. He'll bat with Riley on first. Takes in the dirt. Good block by Skipper. Aiden Skipper, a excellent defender behind the plate and a fantastic arm as well. Darren Rosenberg out to coach first base. Blocked again. Let's see what Julian can come up with here as he deals with nobody out, runner on first. Again in the dirt. Fantastic block by Aiden Skipper. So Julian Dietrich is in trouble here. He is searching against Rodriguez. He walked Tate Riley, and now he's getting close to doing the same here with the batter, Adrian Rodriguez. Your guess is as good as mine is what Skipper is telling Dietrich. He's telling him to slow down and reset himself, regroup. Baseball is definitely a mental game. As he calms down, takes a deep breath, resets, gets the sign, checks on the runner. Riley, the runner on first base. There's a good pitch right there. So that is a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner on first is Riley. Hits that one to the second baseman, over the head of the second baseman, and right in front of the center fielder, and they get the force out. So that was a really tough play right there, and a tough read. Adrian Rodriguez is on first base. We're going to give that a fielder's choice. You can't give that a base hit. Beautiful weather we're having. Oh, yes, Truman Moyer froze the runner there. And good play right there. So we just talked about being a mental sport. Comes up empty. That's Weathersby. He's the batter right here. Talking about baseball being a mental sport. Truman Moyer, the center fielder, threw up his hands like he's deking the runner, pretending that he had the catch, but froze the runner. That's why Riley was forced out. There goes the runner, Rodriguez. It's going to be a close play at second, and he is out of there. Aiden Skipper again says, reminding all the base runners, thou shall not steal. How about that? Wow. 2 outs now. Weathersby bats with nobody on base. Bottom of the second inning. You're talking about a well-played game so far as execution. Both these teams are executing when they need to. So Weathersby bats now against Julian Dietrich. Misses outside, so picking each other up, that's what the game is all about. Truman Moyer picked up his team by making a great defensive deke and play to force the runner at second, or else they would have been in the driver's seat with runners on first and second. And then after walking Rodriguez, or allowing Rodriguez to get on the base there, he tried to steal, and Aiden Skipper picked up his team by gunning him out on the attempted stolen base. So excellent defense by the Pelicanos in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the second inning, no score. Weathersby the batter. Here's the pitch. It's a big one. Caught on and missed. Wow. Julian Dietrich is dealing. He just struck out Weathersby, and his Pelicano team are meeting him, and he is just fired up as the whole team is fired up. Great defense and execution of plays. That's the way. Make a baseball play here. We're playing baseball in the playoffs in the Aguadilla PRIBL playoff atmosphere. Day number 2 on this beautiful Friday in Aguadilla. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're listening. No score. That does it for the second inning. We'll be back with the top of the third inning and Pelicanos coming to bat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us and being a part of this broadcast. Score is tied 0-0. Nobody has broken the ice just yet. We're in the top of the third inning. Kenton Quinby, the leadoff hitter. Is leading off, this third inning. Kenton Quinby, the batter. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Caught on and missed. He is overpowering. Javier Lopez, one of the excellent players in this PRIBL. He's got 3 strikeouts so far and only 2 innings of work. He's on for the third inning. Here it is. Takes a strike, Quinby. I mean, when Lopez is on, he is on. Right now, he is on. That's a play on words right there. Defense plays Quinby over to the right side, going the other way. If he can pull it down the line, he could run for days. Here's the pitch. Taken. Strike 3. 1 out. So he is retired on the strikeout. That's the 4th strikeout by Lopez. Moyer struck out, and Gesser struck out, Skipper struck out, and now Kenton Quinby, the 4th victim. Carlos Alvarez bats now with nobody on base, 1 out. Hunter Witten is on deck. No score. Here's the pitch from Lopez. Caught on and missed. A big swing. Comes up empty. He is just throwing the ball really, really well. Comes set, does Lopez. Here's the pitch. Picks off the corner outside. Javier Lopez is in the zone. Both of these teams are extremely well disciplined, and they are in playoff mode. Javier Lopez looking for his 5th strikeout. Comes set. The 2-strike pitch to Alvarez is just missed. How about that? Alvarez staying in there. He needs to get on. Takes that one. So good at bat from Alvarez. He is hanging in there. There's 1 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carlos Alvarez, the 3rd baseman for Pelicanos. Gets his at-bat. Comes up empty. 5 strikeouts. Man, Javier Lopez is just feeling it and dealing it. 5 strikeouts in 2 2/3 action. Hunter Witten bats with nobody on base. Well, that looks like a shiny new black bat. That is a cool bat. Ooh, watch out. That was spiked into the dirt. Christian Mulgary all over that one, helping out the PRIBL and his team, being a good leader. Ethan Reyes would be next, but that means Hunter Witten has to reach. Can he do it? Here's the pitch from Lopez. 2-0 now to Hunter Witten. Batting with nobody on, no score in this game. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Top of the 3rd inning in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. Beautiful, beautiful day. This might be the best day of the 2 weeks I've been here. Caught on and missed. Trying to do a little too much on that swing. He's still in the driver's seat as Hunter Witten. 2-1 count. Lopez comes set. And that's 3 balls now to Hunter Witten. If he can get on, Ethan Reyes will bat. He's already got a hit, does Ethan Reyes. The 3-1. Lopez takes a deep breath. Comes set. Kicks. Fires. Caught on and missed. 3-2 now. Three-two pitch coming up. Top of the 3rd inning. He misses just outside, so Reyes gets his turn of at-bats. Good at-bat. So Hunter Witten is aboard, a 2-out base runner. Quinby struck out, and Carlos Alvarez struck out. He's got 5 strikeouts. Javier Lopez is pitching in the 3rd inning. Top of the 3rd inning, no score. Runner on first base. Ethan Reyes. Dangerous Ethan Reyes. Bats. Takes a strike right down the middle. Good pitch by Lopez to get ahead in the count and work ahead. He's working quickly and effectively. He's throwing really good pitches. Mixing up his stuff really well. Takes just up. Ethan Reyes. Good eye at the plate. Reyes got a base hit earlier in the game in his first at-bat to lead things off, and then was thrown out at second base. He was caught stealing. Good throw by Kurt Ortega, the catcher, so be careful, runners, on both these catchers. They have extremely strong throwing arms. I've been really impressed with Ortega and Skipper. They're probably the 2 best catchers in the PRIBL, and they're going against each other today. Just like a lot of these players. This is a fantastic game. Hits it back up the middle. Rodriguez ranging in and over, and he takes it himself. Steps on the bag. Adrian Rodriguez, slick fielding Adrian Rodriguez, ends the threat. So Reyes is retired, and so are the Pelicanos as they run onto the field, and Team TAINOS running off the field to get ready to do some damage with the bats. They are playing good defense, and now let's see if they can get the first run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still no score as TAINOS come to bat. This is Anthony DeSanto in the PRIBL playoffs telling you to stay with us. We'll be back momentarily. All right, so we're back in business here, bottom of the 3rd inning. No score. Pelicanos and TAINOS going head-to-head here. Good pitch right there. He picks up where he left off. Javier Lopez has thrown excellent in his 3 innings of work. On the mound, Julian trying to match that. Good pitch again. He is just carving it up. He has thrown the ball really, really well. Comes set. Oh, wow. I thought he had it, but he did not. Good pitch right there again. Julian Dietrichs. Good pitch right there. He does get him on that time. Strikeout. So he is retired. Big strikeout. Caleb Carey goes down for the first out. 1 out. Julian Dietrichs pitching. Now to Dominic Masso. Dom Masso, the 9-hitter. He finds himself in left field today. Takes another strike. Takes a strike, another strike from Julian Dietrichs. Bounces that one. 1 out. No score, nobody on base. Just misses with that one. Good pitch from Julian. number 16 for the Pelicanos, on for his third inning of work. He's thrown 2 really good innings. Gets the corner right there. 2 strikes now to Dominic Masso. Julian Dietrich is feeling it. He is feeling it. Bounces in. Two strikes. Dominic Masso, the batter. Here's the pitch. Just misses. Good pitch right there. And we're back to the top of the order. This is Malachi Lyon. Malachi Lyon, the batter. No score in this game. It's been a well-played game. Good pitching on both sides. Julian Dietrich, the pitcher on the mound for Pelicanos. He comes set. Runner on first base is Masso. He just walked. Another good pitch, man. He is just throwing the strike. He's been all in right here. This is a playoff game. This is the biggest game so far in these guys. Another good block by Skipper. This is the biggest game in the PRIBL. We're in the playoffs, so anything can happen. We saw a really good game in the morning game. Conquistadores winning. Tags just outside. Skipper wanted that call, but just missed. Good pitch, though, nonetheless. Leadoff hitter, Lyon, the batter. Hits that one to the second baseman. He ranges over and in. And gets rid of it quickly to retire the speedy Lyon. He is retired. Big out right there. So Masso now on second base in scoring position for Ortega. Ortega reached on the air. As he hits that the other way, nobody's there. It's going to be a tough play here. And they're going to send him. Play at the plate to Skipper. Has to dive to catch that ball. Throws from his knees. That ball gets away from the shortstop. The first run scores. So Dominic Masso, exciting inning right here. Kurt Ortega coming through with the opposite field single. He's had a good PRIBL, and it continues. He's already thrown out a runner, and now he has scored allowed for the first runner to score. So good hitting by Ortega. Ortega coming through in a big way. He comes off the field. We're going to have Malachi Lyon, the speedster. Malachi Lyon, who will be on second base. Lyon was the last out, so he is now on second base. Ortega, the catcher, coming off the field after he gets the RBI base hit. They tried the hidden ball trick, but to no avail. Time was not yet put in play, so they tried to fool and get the runner napping, but time was not in play yet. So Calderon, the batter here. Brian Calderon, the tough customer. He's had a really nice PRIBL, like a lot of these TAINOS have. Foul balls. He cues that one foul. The dangerous Brian Calderon against Julian Dietrich. Dietrich gives up the first run of the game to the TAINOS in the bottom of the third inning, 1-0. Bends in for a strike. Man, that was a good pitch by Dietrich. He's thrown the ball really well. His only bugaboo hiccup was walking Masso. That ball's hammered foul down the line. One out. Come set. Here's the pitch. Oh, wow. 2 outs. Sorry. That does it for the inning. Big strikeout for Dietrich. So Julian Dietrich is dealing, but they're down by 1 now. So they crack to score and get through. 1 run in the 3rd inning. We're going into the 4th inning. 1-0 the score in this playoff game. Things are getting spicy as both teams are fighting for this championship, and I love to see the enthusiasm in action. We'll be back momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back in business here. The playoffs. Both these two teams are 1-0. Looking to go, one's going to be 2-0 undefeated, and the other one's going to get that L and 1-1. We're going to have a well-played game between these two teams, and they've been giving it to us. 1-0 the score, 4th inning. Leading off, Dakar takes a strike. Again, back on the mound, Javier Lopez. Lopez has looked fantastic. He has absolutely been fantastic. Let's see if he can keep it going for Team TAINOS after they scored the first run of the game. Caught on and missed. Awkward swing. Got him. Fooled him with that pitch. Fantastic. Another strikeout. Lopez is racking him up, picking him up and putting him down. So he is retired. So Dakar strikes out. Setting up Truman Moyer, who struck out earlier in the game. He offers to bunt. He does bunt. Just foul. Try to get on. Calderon, the third baseman, was playing him way back. Trying to take advantage of that. So 6 strikeouts for Javier Lopez. 6 strikeouts for him. We saw Darren Rosenberg have 12 strikeouts yesterday. Both these teams are locked up in a big battle, and I love to see it. Tags, good pitch right there by Lopez. Not sure where that one missed, but he missed. Truman Moyer, one of the leaders on this Pelicano team, trying to get on base in the 4th inning. Let's see if they can do it. Lopez delivers a strike right there. That's a good one right there. So he got the call and the corner. 2 strikes. Truman Moyer, the batter, bats with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Carves that one foul, back up and out of play. Watch out, everybody. This is the big ticket in Aguadilla. There's so many things, fun things to do in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, but this is where everybody is. The whole town is here. Paid attendance, a little over 2,000. $30 a ticket will get you in. Oh, boy. Locked him up. Good pitch again. Another one. Give that kid a steak dinner tonight. Javier Lopez is dealing. So Moyer strikes out for the second time. Eric Engesser, who also struck out, is batting with nobody on base. Takes a strike. He's got 7 strikeouts in only less than full 4 innings of work. Cut on and missed. So to lead things off in this 4th inning, Descartes struck out, followed by a strikeout of Moyer. And now he tangles with Eric Engesser. Takes outside, good pitch. Tried to get him to chase, but to no avail. Fish were not biting. 1-0 the score in this playoff game. This is not really an elimination game, but if you lose this game, you're going to be in a tough spot. Foul and out of play on the late swing. They're just not taking good swings against Javier Lopez, who has been dominant so far. He's only given up the 1 hit in the 1st inning to the first batter. Comes set, here's the pitch. Takes inside, try to get the corner inside. 2-2. 2 outs. Let's see if he can get his 8th strikeout. Comes set, nobody on base. 1-0 the score, top of the 4th inning. TAINOS have the lead. Here's the pitch. And it's slammed into the ground. Good play by King Solomon, the head coach of the Pelicanos. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're watching this broadcast from. Part of the PRIBL playoffs started yesterday, and this is day 2 of the playoffs. TAINOS and Pelicanos locked in battle as that one is low. Full count now. This is a good matchup between these 2 teams. Both teams yesterday winning by big runs. So this is going to be a big game right here. Let's see who comes out on top. Pops that one up in foul territory. Ortega, the catcher, third baseman, going over to get it. And it lands. Foul. So Engesser gets new life. That would have been a tough play, but a play that probably, if you ask them, should have been made. But good effort by the third baseman and the pitcher and the catcher. Third baseman Calderon, catcher Ortega, and starting pitcher Javier Lopez is 1 strike away from striking out his 8th batter. Full count. Here's the pitch getting ready to come up. He's got 7 strikeouts, nobody on base. Top of the 4th inning, 1-0 TAINOS. Pelicanos batter Eric Engesser at the plate. Here's the pitch. Slam down the line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's fair. That's going into the corner. Engesser is going to get himself a double. And let's see if he makes the turn. They field it and come up quickly, firing into third base. So a 2-out double. That is the hit that they might need to get him back going. That's the second hit of the game. First hit for Engesser. Big double for him. He gets aboard with 2 outs. Huge hit in this top of the 4th inning. 1-0 the score. The tying run now in scoring position on second base. Captain Clutch is up. He had huge RBI clutch hits with 2 outs in the last game yesterday. Let's see if he can stay hot and keep it going. His head coach coming to talk to him as Javier Lopez buckles his belt buckle. Buckle up, everybody. This is going to be a big at-bat. Aiden Skipper, the batter. Javier Lopez, 7 strikeouts in 3 2/3 of action. And Gesser takes his lead. Second baseman coming over and checking in on him. Aiden Skipper hits it to right center field. Right fielder over, and with one hand makes the catch. That was a big-time play by the right fielder, Caleb Carey. Center fielder Lyon was racing over there too, but it was Carey who caught it, and that does it. So they bend but do not break, and they stop the Pelicanos from getting the tying run in. So no score. They fail to score and leave one runner on in scoring position. 1-0. Team Taínos have the lead, and they'll be coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're live in Aguadilla. We'll be back with more PRIBL playoffs, day number 2 in the afternoon game. Stick with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We are locked up in a battle. 1-0 is the score. Team Taínos have the lead, and they're batting against Julian Dietrich. Has been throwing the ball really, really well, but not better than Javier Lopez of Team Taínos. He has been dealing, Lopez has. He has been cutting up these Pelicanos. They threatened in the top of the 4th inning, but we find ourselves in a 1-0 score in the bottom of the 4th inning with nobody on and nobody out. That ball skips in to Skipper. The batter, Nat Greenslet, against Julian Dietrich. Let's see what Dietrich can do here. Does he have any tricks up his sleeve to stifle these Taínos? As that one bounces in, that's a live ball as it comes back to Skipper. Tried to fool him. That ball bounced back. I love it. That's a trick right there. So, runner on first base. That is Nat Greenslet. Aboard. Leading things off with the lead. Now tangled with this is big, Tate Riley. Tate Riley, the batter. Mr. and Mrs. Riley in attendance. With nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning, Tate Riley bats. Takes inside, strike. Good pitch right there from Julian Dietrich. There goes the runner. Hammer to the third baseman. It just foul. Man, that would have been big-time trouble if that was fair. That's foul ball, though. Riley was all over that one. They would have been in business if that was fair, but it goes foul. 1-0 the score. Looking for some more here with nobody out. 0-2 count to Tate Riley as he chokes up on the bat. Runner on first. Takes wide. Tried to get the swing and a miss, but he held up. He is seeing the ball well, Tate Riley. Dietrich's pitches. Again, tried the corner. No swing by Riley. Evens the count up 2-2. So Nat Greenslet on first base after he walked, takes his lead, hammers it to the third baseman. They're going to second base with it, and it throws it into right field. Huge error by Pelicanos. And Parkin looks like he's shaken up on that one. He had a dive to try to keep that in front. Might have bent back his finger. Going to check in on him. So no outs, runners on first and third. Error by the third baseman to allow Greenslet to get to third and for Riley to get to first. Can't assume the double play, of course, so it's only a one-base error. Actually, it's a two-base error, I'm sorry. So the infielders come in to talk about the situation at hand. And if the situation at hand is Team TAINOS are threatening big time. Adrian Rodriguez, the batter. I think we might have a pitching change. Julian Dietrich has thrown the ball really, really well. He's going to stay in. Runners on first and third. Nope, now they're calling. They made the call. So we're going to see a new pitcher. We'll be back momentarily. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. We'll be back. Back here live, Carlos Martinez on the mound. Carlos Martinez deals with runners on first and third. They're going to throw down. They go back to third base, so they had a play on. Takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Carlos Martinez now in the hot seat. Runners on second and third. Let's see how they do against Rodriguez. Infield comes in. Hits it right to the third shortstop. Fielding and throwing a strike. Ethan Reyes. And they retire Rodriguez. So that's a big out right there. 1 out, runners on first, or runner on second and third. And now Weathersby bats. So he'll get his chance to cash in these runners. Weathersby in a big spot. Second and third, infield stays in. Carlos Martinez got the first out. Let's see if they can get the second out right here. Caught on and missed. Big swing and a miss. Carlos Martinez throwing strikes, coming in and throwing strikes. Ashton Weathersby is in the driver's seat with runners on second and third. Infield is in. Just put the ball in play, young man. As the catcher comes out to talk to Martinez, I had no idea that Aiden Skipper knew Spanish. Wonder how that conversation is going to go. Los estudiantes son mis amigos. That's as much as I know. Those students are my friends. I learned that from King of the Hill, not my Spanish class. I actually failed Spanish in high school. All right, so here we go. Infield is in. This is a big at-bat. He steps off. Gets back in the driver's seat. Buckle up, everybody. We're going to have an exciting game here. Second and third, 1 out. Weathersby at the plate. Takes inside. It pops in and out of the glove of the catcher. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast wherever you're listening. Weathersby, the batter here, in a big situation in the game. Caught on and missed. He was behind that one. It's the bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0, still the score. Runners on second and third. Carlos Martinez in a huge situation. Ashton Weathersby, the batter. Here's the pitch. Carved foul against the screen into the Pelicano dugout. Ashton Weathersby is hanging in there. Weathersby looks in on the sign. Skipper gives him. Martinez comes set. Runners on second and third. Infield is in. Here's the pitch. Fouled away our side. Heads up, heads up. Martinez trying to keep this game 1-0. Ashton Weathersby is battling in this at-bat, trying to cash these 2 runners in. Runners on second and third, infield in. Chopped it. Foul. Man, that would have been devastating. That ball almost chopped over the third baseman's head if it was fair. That would have been a huge play in this game. As it stands, the score is 1-0. Runners on second and third. The infield is in. Ashton Weathersby batting. Put the ball in play. That's all you got to do. As he pauses, takes strike 3, locks him up, 2 outs. Man, I think it was that pause of Martinez that messed up Ashton at the plate. So now 2 outs. The fielders can go back. Outfielders can also readjust. Now, with the left-handed swinger, Caleb Carey bats with 2 outs. Runners still on second and third. This is a huge play in the game. 1 out, or 1-0 the score. Takes outside and up. Caleb Carey. Can he come through? Martinez retired Rodriguez. Then he just struck out Weathersby. Let's see if Carey can bring in his teammates. Here's the pitch. Takes a strike to even things up 1-1. That just clipped the outside part of the plate to even it up 1-1. A beautiful day in Aguadilla. Hope you're enjoying wherever you are. I know I am. This is fantastic. I get to watch and talk about baseball the past 2 weeks in Puerto Rico. Second and third, the runners called time and was granted. That's just one of those awkward situations where the batter can call time, but that doesn't mean the umpire has to give it to him, but he did there. Carlos Martinez on the mound with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Takes another strike, that right down the middle there. Now with 1-2 count, they're not out of the woods yet. This is a huge pitch in the game. Caleb Carey, the batter, bats from the left side. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Just missed right there. That's a good pitch and a good miss. With 2 strikes, evens things up 2-2. Calderon is on base. Oh, Tate Riley, is on base. Oh, there it is. Locked him up. He does it. Talk about the magician with nobody out. He struck out the last 2 batters and allowing nobody to score. The score is still 1-0. They leave 2 runners on in the bottom of the 4th inning. They fail to score, and Pelicanos are fired up as they come off the field down 1-0, but they're coming to bat in the 5th inning, and we'll be back. Stick with us. The PRIBL playoffs is going to be a good one here all the way to the end. Back here live, 1-0 the score. Fantastic game so far. This is one of the best games in the PRIBL so far, and we're in the playoffs. You know what that means. Both these teams are locked in, zoned in. Nobody more zoned in or locked in than Javier Lopez. Javier Lopez has done a fantastic job in this game. Huge strikeouts. Carlos Martinez in the last half inning, in the bottom of the 4th inning, leaving 2 runners on second and third with nobody out. Carlos Martinez came in and did a Houdini act. As the infield came in, grounded out Rodriguez, and then struck out the next 2 hitters as Mulgary slams that one to right field, and it's going to land. And he gets on first base as he leads things off. Christian Mulgary on first base. Santa Maria. You know we're in the playoffs as he slams his batting gloves down after leading things off with a slam base hit. Man, he can hit. Mulgary walked in his first at-bat and then just hit an absolute line drive base hit to right field. Javier Lopez now dealing with Alvarez. Alvarez needs to come through here. Nope, this is Parkin. Grant Parkin. Mulgary takes off. Whoa. Interesting move. He's in a rundown again. Oh, he dives again, and he's tagged out. Huge play to get the first out. Mulgary tried to steal. So Parkin now bats with nobody on base and one out. You can't make that mistake this late in the game in the playoffs. Mulgary is tagged out. Lopez deals high and inside, and the ball comes back to him. Off the brick facade at the backstop, comes back to him, wipes it off and says, yeah, this'll do. Lopez, like I said, has been super locked in. He's got 7 strikeouts. That bends in for a strike. Good pitch right there. Looking for his 8th strikeout. He's been dealing. Really entertaining to watch these two teams play. This has been a crazy, wild game with all the rundowns and whatnot. But excellent pitching, no matter how you slice this. Javier Lopez has been dominant on the mound. Deals wide. The starting pitcher for Pelicanos, Julian Dietrich, threw the ball really, really well for his team, but gave up that 1 run by mistakes. Can't have that. Freebies are the killer for teams, such as walks, errors, and hit by pitches. Those are freebies. You can't have that if you're going to win a game, especially in the playoffs and the PRIBL. Excellent teams here in the PRIBL. And these are the 2 best going head-to-head here. Takes a strike, and 3. He is out, so he is retired. There's number 8. The 8th strikeout is Javier Lopez still on the mound in the 5th inning. With 2 outs, Kenton Quimby bats with nobody on base. So Parkin is retired. Let's see what Quimby can do with Lopez as he takes a strike on the outside. Good pitch right there. He has been in control of all of his pitches, especially his off-speed pitches. His slider, slurve, sweeper combination has been excellent, and to complement his extremely well-placed fastball. Deals away there, just as I jinxed him there. It was funny, I was talking with Luca Morales earlier in the first game. I said on the broadcast, if Samuel Meisner can reach, I said over the broadcast, if Meisner can reach, then Morales will tie it up with a home run. And he said to him, well, you jinxed me, so now I feel bad. I'm not going to tell you the outcome of that at bat, but in other news, 1-0 the score. TAINOS have the lead. Quimby the batter, and just gets a piece of that one. Watch out as it goes into the dugout of his teammates Pelicanos. He just got a piece. It's like he hit that ball out of the catcher's Ortega's glove. He was that far behind on that pitch. He was fooled on that one, but he's battling. That's what you got to do in the playoffs. That's what you got to do in this at-bat. Grind it out. Here's the pitch. Takes just low. Looking for his 9th strikeout. Javier Lopez comes set. Looking for his 9th strikeout. Popped it straight up infield. Coming in together. Lopez calls everybody off. Wow, big mistake there. So that's a fair ball. So now runner Quimby, the speedster, on first base, as he is hitting himself for that mistake. So Alvarez will get his at-bat here. Alvarez made a key error in the game, so he would like to make up for that. I bet Quimby's going to be running. Let's see what happens here. He doesn't. Takes away. Ortega looked like he was going to fire down to first base. He's got an excellent throwing arm. Both of these catchers do for Pelicanos, Aiden Skipper and Kurt Ortega for TAINOS. Reminding all base runners, thou shalt not steal. That's a commandment. Quimby on base. Stays there again. And again, it's a ball taken away. Two outs, runner on first base. Everything's good. Carlos Alvarez, the third baseman for Pelicanos, bats. He needs to come through. Can he do it? Lopez comes set. Jammed him. He was in between his swing there, and he tapped it foul. Entertaining baseball game, to say the least. This has been filled with all kinds of exciting moments. You could put a star on so many of them. 1-0 the score. Quimby on first base. He does not go, as that ball is out of play, into the seats. An exciting game with two outs. Carlos Alvarez needs to get on base. Hunter Witten on deck. Here's the pitch. He hits it to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Rodriguez shovels over to the second baseman and flips it, and he is out. So that does it for the Pelicanos. They leave a runner on and fail to score that tying run, that all-elusive tying run. And they're turned away in the top of the fifth inning, bottom of the fifth inning. Team TAINOS with the lead will come to bat as Pelicanos come on the field. We'll be back momentarily. Stick with us and wait for the bottom of the fifth inning. Back here live in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. 1-0 the score. Team TAINOS have the lead, and they're batting with nobody on, nobody out in the bottom of the fifth inning. Let's see if the leadoff hitter in this inning, Masso, can get aboard. Comes up empty on that one. Masso walked earlier in the game. A big walk at the time. As he slaps that one foul. TAINOS scored in their third inning. In the bottom of the third inning, the only run of the game so far. This has been a very well-played game. Ups and downs, good and bad. takes that one just low again for a ball. Slams that one to left field. Over the head of the left fielder. Can't come up with it. That's a huge error right there. On his way to second base. He had it played but did not come up with it. Man, that's not the kind of play that the Pelicanos are accustomed to. He gets aboard on second base, leads things off in the bottom of the fifth inning. They've got a runner on. Let's see what happens and how they play it. Here's the leadoff hitter, the dangerous Malachi Lyon. He hasn't been on base yet. He's 0 for 2 so far in the game. That is not Malachi Lyon type baseball. But he bats here in a big spot. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position on second base. That's Masso. Pop that one straight up in the infield. Third baseman, shortstop coming in and over. Third baseman is under it, and he catches it on the side of him. So that was a gutsy call right there by the third baseman. You got to get under that with dos manos. But he played that one to his hip side. You got to get under that with two hands, but he catches it nonetheless. So he is retired. Malachi Lyon on the pop fly in the infield to the third baseman. Slapped. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's going to be foul. Did not get a good read on that. Was the first baseman. That's one of the toughest plays for the first baseman to have to make, running backwards like that. Normally, you just have to run to the spot you think it is and then turn around quickly and see if you can make the catch over the shoulder or on the side. But he lost that one. Tough play. Tough ask for any first baseman. So, in this situation, Kurt Ortega, in an RBI situation, has come through more times than not. He is responsible for the only hit in runners in scoring position as he slams that one to the right fielder. Right fielder circles under it, makes the play, and throws it in. That might go all the way to third, yeah. So that was a good throw from Kenton Quinby in right field. That was in medium deep right field, so Ortega's retired. Now with 2 outs, Calderon will bat. Ortega talking to his teammate Calderon and talking about how to handle Carlos Martinez. So Masso reached on the air by the left fielder. He's on third base. Comes up empty. That was a big fastball right there. That might have been his hardest fastball yet as he tied him up. We're talking about some strength versus strength. Martinez versus Calderon. 2 outs. Runner on third. Comes inside again. Made him move his feet. 2 balls, 1 strike. Masso reached second on the air by the left fielder. And he's now on third after moving over on the fly ball from Ortega. 2 outs. Heads up. Two strikes now. 2-2 is the count. Martinez gets the sign, checks Masso at third. Here's the big 2-2 pitch. Slams it into right center field. It's going to be a tough play for the right fielder, and he makes the catch. Man, huge play right there. Good play by the right fielder, Quinby, to pick that one off. He is a fantastic outfielder as the center fielder. Truman Moyer ranging over, but it was Quinby to pick that one off. They fail to score. They leave a runner on third base. 1-0 the score going into the 6th inning. This game is flying by. Thank you for being a part of this broadcast. We'll be back momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Anthony DeSanto bringing you this live broadcast. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're watching. Lopez back on the mound and throwing BBs still. He is just looking excellent. He's thrown a shutout so far yesterday. Darren Rosenberg threw a complete game shutout. And now Javier Lopez working on a complete game shutout. Man, this team, TAINOS team, is loaded. Hunter Witten gets his at-bat here. Big situation for him to lead things off to get on base for Ethan Reyes. If he gets aboard, then Reyes will bat. Witten walked earlier. Whoa, watch out. So Witten, the batter. Eight strikeouts for Lopez. So Witten is aboard. Not what you want to do here. There's nobody in the bullpen, so I don't know who's coming in next. 1-0 the score. This is a huge game. Looks like Lopez has this top of the 6th inning. We're in the top of the 6th inning with nobody out, runner on first base. That's Hunter Witten. Huge at bat by Hunter Witten to take that base. Ethan Reyes, the batter. I don't know. We might see a bunt. We'll see. Third baseman now he's coming, and he was way back earlier. Takes the pitch right there. The bender low. Reyes, he starts with his hands a little bit over the plate. So he bats here. He's getting his at bat. That skips away. That's a wild pitch. Hunter Witten takes the turn a little bit. Oh, they throw down. They're trying to play some tricks over there, these guys. I love it. That's the way it played. These guys have played baseball their whole lives. They know all the tricks of the trade. That got away from Ortega. That was a wild pitch. So now he's in scoring position. The tying run is on second base. You want to see some good baseball? We're giving it to you here. Ethan Reyes, the batter. They check in on Witten. He comes back. He goes back. Now Weathersby back to second. Takes a strike right there. That's a good pitch. Good pitch right there. Ethan Reyes got a base hit in his first at-bat, in the first at-bat of the game. Let's see if he can come through in a big way. He is looking for his signature moment in the PRIBL. What better time to come in the playoffs? His team down by 1 run. Ethan Reyes, the leadoff hitter, the shortstop. Here's the pitch. Oh, it hit him right in the dumper. He is a big back, and he gets on first base. That's what happens when you throw the ball behind someone. Runners now on first and second. You want excitement? We'll give it to you. Jack Dakar is going to get his at-bat with runners on first and second. Head coach coming out to talk to his pitcher. Lopez has been dealing, and he finds himself in a little bit of trouble here. Runners on first and second. Good speed on the bases. Hunter Witten on second base. He's in scoring position, and Ethan Reyes just got hit by a pitch. So coach is talking to his team. Let's see what he does here. That's a big moment in this game. Nobody out. Umpire now finally comes out to talk to the guys. Let's see what is going on here. A lot of pointing going on. Ortega stays out there to give his pitcher Lopez the confidence he needs. Shortstop goes back. Everybody goes back. The Christmas party is over. Jack Dakar with nobody out. 0-0 count. Top of the 6th inning. This is the moment of the game. I don't know if they'll bunt, but we'll see. Truman Moyer on deck. Aiden Skipper to follow him. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. And they swing. They hit it to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play. He bobbles it. Oh, they're going to, oh boy, base running mistake here. And then they throw to third. Ethan Reyes is out. So, big mistake on the bases by Whitten and Reyes. That is Rodriguez on the deck. He might have rolled something. He looks like he is hurt. His teammates, the trainer, go out to check in on him. Truman Moyer will be batting with a runner on possibly second. I don't know. I wasn't looking. I don't know. Is he on second base? Okay, so runner on second base. And Truman Moyle will get his chance with 2 outs. We'll be back as they check in on Adrian Rodriguez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live. This is Anthony DeSanto bringing you this live broadcast. How about that? So a very exciting moment in the game. There was first and second, nobody out. The ball was hit to the shortstop. He bobbled it. And the runner, Hunter Witten, turned the corner and tried to score. He thought it was through. But the shortstop picked it up. Rodriguez picked it up and threw to the... Okay, so he's on first base. All right, so he did not advance. Dakar is on first base. Truman Moyer, the batter. I mean, base running blunders. You can't have that this late in the game, in the playoffs at any time. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Truman Moyer bats, and that ball's taken inside. Lopez still on the mound. 2 outs. They're gambling too much, the Pelicanos, trying to do a little too much. So they're still batting, but there's 2 outs. Runner on first base. Truman Moyer takes 2-0 inside. Top of the 6th inning, 1-0 the score, 2 outs. Runner on first base is Descartes. Truman Moyer, the batter, takes 3-0. Eric and Gesser would be next. If they walk Moyer here, that's a huge spot. Then they'll bring the tying run back to second base. 3-0 is the count. Truman Moyer waits and takes 4 straight balls out of the strike zone. That's the first time that Moyer has reached in this game, and it couldn't be any bigger. So he's on first base. The tying run is on second base in scoring position. The go-ahead run is Truman Moyer. If Gesser can hit another double, that might empty the bases. Truman Moyer is extremely fast on first base. And Gesser comes up empty on the wild swing right there. Working ahead is Javier Lopez, still on the mound, working on his complete game shutout. We're in the top of the 6th inning. There's 2 outs. And Gesser waits. Takes 1-1 now, evens things up. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The fans are all standing up here in Aguadilla. You want to talk about a nail-biter. This has been a nail-biting game. The whole game has been filled with ups and downs, the good, bad, and the ugly of both teams. At times, bad base running. At times, miscues with throws and catches in the field. But still, only a 1-0 game. Every out, every at-bat, every pitch hanging in the balance. Runners on first and second. Descartes at second. The go-ahead runner is Moyer. And Gesser chops it. It's going to be a tough play for anybody. Third baseman running in and over. They fake the throw. So base hit. Another hit. Bases are loaded. Here it comes. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. 90 feet away, the tying run. The go-ahead run. Truman Moyer now on second. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Man, Eric and Gesser comes through big time to give an at-bat now to Aiden Skipper. Skipper bats with the bases loaded. 2 outs. And Gesser gets another hit. That's his second hit of this game. Javier Lopez still on the mound. His back, Team TAINOS back against the wall. The pressure is on the defense. And Lopez, as Aiden Skipper bats with the bases loaded, 2 outs. The top of the 6th inning, 1-0. Team TAINOS have the lead. He lands it into the gap. 1 run will score. The tying run scores. Aiden Skipper comes through. Captain Clutch does it again. The go-ahead run is in. 2-run single for Aiden Skipper, wasting no time coming through. They break through finally. 2 runs are in the 6th inning, and they're not done. The lead is 2-1 now. Pelicanos. Wow. Lopez still out there. They might have a pinch runner. Christian Mulgari will bat. He had a base hit in his last at-bat against Lopez. He also walked. Christian Mulgari has not been denied. A huge shout-out for all his family members in New Jersey. He squares to bunt. Takes a strike, though. Man, causing havoc this whole game. The Pelicanos finally break through against Lopez. Takes the ball 1-1. The CEO of the PRIBL, Carlos Nunez, standing up watching this game. 2-1. The script has been flipped. Mulgary takes another strike there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Javier Lopez still pitching. I'd like to know what his pitch count is. He calls time and gets it. Two outs, runners on first and second. Aiden Skipper with the big hit. He's on first. He swings and hits it. A tapper to the pitcher. He picks it up, bare hands it, and throws out Mulgary. 2-1 the score now. They score their first 2 runs of the ball game. Pelicanos score 2 in the 6th. And now TAINOS coming to bat, down by 1 run in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back momentarily. 2-1 the score in this playoff atmosphere in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. I'll be back with you. This is Anthony DeSantos saying stay with us. There's plenty more where that came from. All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Motion creates emotion. Get up and walk around. Enjoy this atmosphere. Playoff baseball, 2-1 the score. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Team TAINOS bats, sends up their big bats against Carlos Martinez. Greenslet leading things off. Nat Greenslet, one of the best hitters in the PRIBL, will get his turn of at-bats. He has been extremely clutch. Speaking of clutch, the catcher, Aiden Skipper, huge clutch 2-run single as Greenslet slaps it to the first baseman. He's going to take it himself. 1 out. Big out right there. Nat Greenslet is retired. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out. Greenslet walked earlier in the game, but he grounds out. 3 unassisted, if you're keeping track back home. First baseman steps on the bag as he fields it. Here's Tate Riley. Big Tate Riley is going to get an at-bat. He walked earlier also in the game. He gets his at-bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is a huge situation. Talking about pins and needles, eggshells. You're walking on them and you're seeing them. This is a fantastic atmosphere, a fantastic opportunity for both these two teams. Slams that one. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's just foul. He carved that one foul. That was about 10 feet foul, maybe. 8 feet foul. Tate Riley batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. His team, TAINOS, down by 1 run. The script was flipped in the last half inning in the top of the 6th. And now we find the team TAINOS, they scored their only run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Find themselves down 1. 1 out. Here's Riley taking a strike. Good pitch from Carlos Martinez. He is called upon to get the job done. They've got action in the bullpen. That might be Hunter Witten. Takes strike 3, looking. Another big out for Pelicanos. 2 outs now. Riley is retired. That's a big out right there. This is Adrian Rodriguez now. Adrian Rodriguez, the batter. I think that's Hunter Witten in the bullpen. Takes down low. Oh, there's the magician. Adrian Rodriguez. He twisted his ankle earlier in the game on a double play that was made. He slaps it to the second baseman, ranging in and over, and through the legs. So reaching is Rodriguez, and he's probably going to be on the move. Ashton Weathersby again coming up with a huge situation. His head coach comes over to talk to him. Aiden Skipper goes to talk to his pitcher, Martinez. It's going to be a tough ask for Rodriguez to run because he twisted his ankle, so I don't know if he'll be running here, but he looks good. He looked good running down the line. So error on the second baseman. So Rodriguez reaches on an error. So with 2 outs, let's see how they attack Ashton Weathersby in the bottom of the 6th inning. Down by 1. TAINOS need to score the tying run. The tying run is on first base, Adrian Rodriguez. He stays put with the first pitch. Carlos Martinez throws wide there. Yeah, so he's got a leg issue. He's not going to be running most likely. Slam to the third baseman. Oh, my goodness. Wow, picked on the other side. Carlos Alvarez, that ball was slammed. Ashton Weathersby hit a missile to the third baseman, picks it, and then threw across to the first baseman, and Gesser had to pick that ball. So fantastic play by Eric and Gesser at first base to deny Team TAINOS. So we're coming into the last inning, top of the 7th, 2-1 the score. Pelicanos have the lead. We'll be back momentarily, reminding you to stick with us. Plenty more action. 7th inning will be coming to you live in Aguadilla. All right, here it is, the top of the seventh inning. This is it. 2-1. Pelicanos have the lead. Javier Lopez still on the mound. Comes up, fouling it off. Fooled on that pitch. Good. Slider still for Javier Lopez. Pelicanos breaking the ice for their team, scoring 2 runs in the 6th inning on the Aiden Skipper RBI 2-run single. Takes outside. Grant Parkin, the batter, needs to come through here. This is a big spot to add in tack-on runs, insurance run as they call them. Takes a strike. Parkin struck out earlier in the game against Lopez. Let's see if he can win the bat here. Kenton Quinby up next. Lopez comes set. Here's the pitch. Cut on and miss. Another strikeout for Javier Lopez. Strikes out Parkin. Kenton Quinby stepping in. He also struck out earlier against Javier Lopez. Seems like the whole world has struck out to Javier Lopez. Ton of outs via the strikeout. Kenton Quinby, Carlos Alvarez on deck. With 1 out, here's the pitch. Another one, good, bends in. He still has his off speed. He has been throwing that. He is looking sharp in the top of the 7th inning. This is it. Buckle up, everybody. This is playoff baseball here in Aguadilla, part of the PRIBL. Takes another one. Working quickly and ahead. He struck out Parkin. Now he's got 2 strikes on Kenton Quinby. Here's the pitch. Tried the corner just outside. Good eye. Here's the pitch. Again, checks his swing, and he held it. Did not go. 2 strikes. Javier Lopez checks the sign from Kurt Ortega, his catcher. He likes what he sees. Here's the pitch. Yep, locked him up on the strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts. Another strikeout. Second time Ken Quinby has struck out against Javier Lopez, bringing up Carlos Alvarez, who's also struck out against Javier Lopez. And he got his 10 strikeouts. Pops that one up right off the end of the bat. Ashton Weathersby is under it. And 1, 2, 3, down they go. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. This is it. Buckle up, everybody. We'll be right back. The score is 2-1. And Team TAINOS coming to bat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. Aguadilla, part of the playoffs. This is the second game of two.
Both these two teams are 1-0. But the Pelicanos have the lead. They're down by one. Team TAINOS looking to get on base. Carlos Martinez on the mound. Deals high to the leadoff batter, Caleb Carey, in the bottom of the seventh inning. His team down by one. Dominic Masso on deck, followed by Malachi Lyon. And if it goes any farther, they are in trouble. Pelicanos cannot afford the leadoff hitter to get on. Caleb Carey leading things off from the right side, left side of the plate. Takes a strike right there. That's what you're doing. If you're leading off in the bottom of the seventh inning, you got to take a strike, and he does. So here we go. Go to work, young man. Let's see if Caleb Carey can get on base. Comes up empty. Good swing and a miss. He attacked a good pitch, but comes up empty. Now 2 strikes, 2-2. I'm pretty sure 2-2. Yep. All right, nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the seventh inning. Caleb Carey, the batter. Carlos Martinez kicks, fires, and deals. Oh, just away now. Full count.
Here we go. Big situation in the game. If Caleb Carey can reach, Masso will probably be bunting if Carey can reach. Wow, 1 out. So Carey is retired on the strikeout. Now Dominic Masso. 1 out. Dominic Masso bats. He's had a nice game at the plate and in the field. Takes up. Malachi Lyon on deck. The heart of the order is after Lyon, if he can get aboard. Masso pops that one up, straight up. Catcher's under it. It's going to be a foul ball when it comes down into the glove of Aiden Skipper. 2 outs. Big play right there. 2 outs now. Now deals and tangles with Malachi Lyon, one of the best hitters in the PRIBL, has had a tough day at the plate today. But he is up. If he can get aboard, Kurt Ortega, one of the most clutch players, is on deck if he can get his at-bat. Malachi Lyon bats from the left side against Martinez. Here's the pitch. He tries to drag bunt. He bunts it to the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play. Can't hold it. So the speedster, Malachi Lyon, bunts for a hit. He gets his first hit of this game. Here we go. Kurt Ortega gets his at-bat. Malachi Lyon uses his speed to bunt for a hit. 2 outs. Kurt Ortega gets his chance. This is the chance you want. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Malachi Lyon on first. Takes just high, does Ortega. Good pitch right there, but taken high. I'm assuming they're not going to send Lyon. I wouldn't, but you never know. This is the PRIBL. You never know what could happen. There he goes. The throw down is a good one, and he is out of there. The game is over. They sent him, and he got thrown out. Team Pelicanos hold on to the lead. I can't believe they did it, but they did it. And final score, 2-1. Aiden Skipper comes up big time to throw out the speedy Malachi Lyon to end the game with Kurt Ortega at the plate. Man, they gambled and it didn't pay off. This has been an absolute entertaining game. Final score 2-1. Twists and turns. This whole game was exciting. These guys really came to play in the playoffs, and that's exactly what happened. Final score 2-1. This is Anthony DeSantos saying goodbye for today. We'll be back tomorrow. More action in the PRIBL. Thank you for your attendance and support. These guys battled, and that's what it takes. Aiden Skipper came away with the big hit in the top of the 6th inning with a 2-run single with 2 outs, and that proved the difference. Thank you so much for your attendance. We'll be back live tomorrow at 10 o'clock saying good night and God bless. Put it in the books. We'll be back for tomorrow.